Hi there, this is Luisa Heinzel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Look what I have here. A junk journal, you might think. Yes, this is probably the newest journal that she has made, and she will give us a flip through of this today. Yeah, you are right. This is the newest journal that I've made, but this is not only a junk journal, but this is a very, very special junk journal, because this is the Ephemera Idea Junk Journal that will go to Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, and she will use this journal during this year's Dephemerember. And this makes this journal a very special one because she has no idea about how this journal looks, what's inside. She has no idea what I have done. And at the same time, I have no idea what she has done for me because I will receive a journal from her as well. That journal that I will receive, you can see on her channel, on her channel today. I will link the video down below for you. We have swapped our journals for Dephemerember so that we can put our ephemera ideas into this journal during December. Perhaps you have never heard about Dephemerember. Let me quickly explain what that is before I show you this, for me, so overwhelming journal. So Dephemerember is a daily December series that's going to happen on Barbara's channel and on my channel during December, from December 1st till December 25th. So that means you will get 2 videos to watch every day. And we are going to show you some ideas on how to make your own junk journal ephemera. December plus ephemera is Dephemerember. And that is a very special series for us because we've done that last year and we are going to do this year as well. And for us, it's the biggest thing on YouTube and it's the biggest thing with you together as our viewers. And we both are so excited. So please, if you've never heard about that and you want to have more information, look down below in the description box. There's a playlist with all of the videos, and there's also one video where we give you all of the information. I will list that separately down this video as well so that you can watch that and that you can get an imagination of what you can do if you want to join us. So this journal is so special for me because, yeah, it goes to Barbara. I mean, I'm watching her videos from the very first till the very last second every day when she is publishing a new video. I'm very excited. She is such a big inspiration for me and she is one of my best friends in the whole world. And making a journal for a friend, especially for a friend like Barbara, is so special. And in this journal, there are all my thoughts about her. There is so much love that went into this journal. That sounds really kitschy, I know, but it is like it is. I mean, yeah, so with this flip through, I would like to give you an idea about what's behind this journal, but at the same time, I would like to give you some ideas for your own journal making if you perhaps want to make a journal for a special friend. In here, there are lots of things that have to do with Barbara, with her style, with her work, with her as a friend. And perhaps you can find some ideas for such a journal for your best friend or for your special friend that you have somewhere in the world. Let's do this. So this is a soft cover, as you can see, and I've constructed this with 2 elements that are special for Barbara, I would say. So this is the outside. As you can see, here are those little circles with these tiny fuzzy things here. I've sewn around here to make it look a little bit more artsy and like some kind of an art journal as well. Barbara includes very much art journaling into her junk journals, I would say. I'm really proud about this circle. It took me very long to find the right position for that because I wanted to have this journal like this when it's in her shelf. So let me turn it this way so that you can see it a little bit better. So when it's in her shelf, it will look like this, and I wanted to have this half circle here showing the layer below with especially those colors here. You can see we have turquoise and yellow here mixed with some brown and gray to get this vintage feeling and this art journal feeling at the same time. And turquoise and yellow are at the same time Barbara's favorite colors. So that's the reason why this is made in these colors. And now she can open it like this. Then she has this thing here. On the left side, I've tried to include something that she can finish by herself like she wants it. So as you can see, this looks not really finished. I mean, it's okay, but it's meant that she can add some more of her stuff. As you perhaps know, Barbara loves mandalas. This is some kind of an abstract beginning of a really, abstract mandala. So she can add her own things to this if she wants. This cover here is made out of several fabrics that I've dyed with some oxide inks. And I have used rectangles for this. Have you ever seen Barbara doing a collage? Probably yes. Then you know that she is using rectangled pieces for her collages. So she has a little problem, I would say. A little problem with collage pieces that are not rectangled. So I've decided that I want to put rectangles here, and I've also tried to sew relatively straight so that this rectangled look will not be destroyed with my sewing. Now she can decide if she wants to put something here so that she can see it through these little holes here, or if she wants to leave it like this, she can put something here if she wants. So that it is very open what she is doing with this cover. So the same thing here on the back, of course. And I've tried to get a mix out of round elements and rectangled elements. But the round elements I've used as a contrast to the rectangles. But at the same time, Barbara has told me that always circles or other round elements are a challenge for her to include into her journal. So I wanted to have this contrast with these shapes here on the cover. So that's the main idea behind the cover. So let's open this up. When we open that, we have this here. Here on the left side, I've put a little bulb pin with some leftovers from the fabric that I've used for making the cover. Here I've included a little kintsugi flower, so that's the name of the flowers. I have named these flowers like that. There's also a video how I made these. There's a whole tutorial video for you. Just check the playlist below. And here I've included this kintsugi technique that Barbara also has included to some of her papercraft projects. She has done that with photos and other pages, and I thought, why not making some flowers in that style that she also uses? Instead of just putting that to the page, I wanted to have something that has the technique, but is a different way to use the technique than she's doing that in her videos. Here on the bottom, on this little page tab, we have this little thing here. I've made that by myself out of some clay and just attached that here to this little bulb pin so that she can use it here, or she can also put that somewhere else in the journal. She can decide that by herself, of course. And when you open the next page, then we have this, and perhaps you would like to read this. So this says, "Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria." And this is what Barbara always says, or 99% of her videos. She says this sentence in the very beginning of her videos. And I thought it would be really fun to have this in the beginning of her Dephemerember Ephemera Idea Junk Journal. So yeah, that is just a little joke. This owl is, how can I say that? A special animal between Barbara and myself. So this owl is a die cut by Tim Holtz. This is one of these layered die cuts. I've cut that out and colored that with distress inks, and then I've made it a little bit grungy here on the edges so that it looks not so, you know, not so new. I wanted to have that a little bit grungy because the journal is also grungy a little bit, as you will see in a second. But the owl is a very special animal between both of us because Barbara has many owls in her digital printable papers. And in the beginning, when I joined her design team, I was a little bit scared about the owls that she has in her papers. And we often have talked about that. And in the meantime, I love her owls so much. That's a thing like magic, because something happened. It's probably because of our friendship, of our discussions about junk journaling and that stuff, and it's probably because our really close contact that I really love the owls that she has in her printables. And I wanted to have this here as a reminder for this animal and for this special experience that I had with her digital papers. So this journal is made out of a mix of her papers from her shop and my own papers. The printed pages, for example, this one here that you can see here, are always one print is from her shop and the print on the other side, so what you can see here in the background, is from my shop. I would like to show you how wonderfully those both styles of her papers and my papers work together in one journal. I have several of these little fabric page tabs here. I've included this eyelet so that she can hang some ephemera here if she wants. This journal, of course, is meant to work in. So that means she will use that during this December daily series, and she can put her ephemera in here. So that means he has no ephemera in this journal yet, because all of these tuck spots and pockets and belly bands and that stuff will be filled up by her during December. I've tried to find some special papers for the papers that are coming from my stash. This, for example, comes from Italy. Perhaps you might know Francesca from Junk Journal Joy. Hi, Francesca, if you perhaps are watching. She has sent this to me, and I wanted to include some things from people that Barbara also knows. So she knows Francesca, of course. Francesca is a really cute person and she makes so amazing things. And Barbara and I are really big fans of her, by the way. So I wanted to give her something that comes from Francesca. And here on this tuck spot, I did something similar because this silver thread that you can see here comes from Susanne at Bollenhut Art. This is a scrap, I mean only this little piece here, that was left over from our blind date journal project. That was a collaboration with Susanne. Susanne and I are both in the design team of Barbara, and we did this collaboration with the blind date journal as a design team project for her. If you've never heard about the blind date journal project, then check out the info box. There's the playlist linked for you so that you can check that out. That was some kind of a challenge between Susanne and myself. And this was left over so that I thought I can give Barbara this thread from Susanne, included into this little tuck spot here. Yeah, so I hope she will like that. And on this page here, I've tried to include some neon pink. And I would like to explain you why. So the main colors of this journal are turquoise and yellow, as I said, mixed with some vintage brown and gray and that stuff. But neon pink and other neon colors are special to Barbara because Barbara made a really interesting experience on the Art Journal Festival in Vienna a few months ago. She has learned there how to include neon colors into her projects. She was totally surprised. I think I can say she was a little bit overwhelmed as well in the beginning with all of those people using those neon colors. And then something happened and she has tried to include those neon colors into her projects. There's also a video, or perhaps even more than one video where she's doing that in her relatively vintage journal, and she includes neon colors there with in a really successful way in my eyes. And I wanted to have this experience for her in this journal as well. So I've done something really similar on this belly band here, that she has also done in one of her videos. I think that actually was at the Art Journal Festival itself. This is just a package of guitar strings. The rest of the package you can see here. So this is the strip that came off when this was opened to take the strings out. And I have done it in the same way like she has done it in her video. I've taken an old jelly plate print. I've painted some black acrylic paint on top, splattered with some white gesso, and then I've poked some holes in a really grungy way. Hopefully you can see that. This is really textured. And I've put this neon pink package behind so that you can see these neon spots here. To make it in the same way like she did it, because that was really impressive to me. I was really, in a positive way, shocked about the results that she got in her journal with those really extreme colors. To get a color bridge between this page and this page, I mean, imagine that this would be not here. That looks strange. To have this pink here as well and get a connection here, I've put the rest of the package from the guitar strings here so that she can use that as a pocket. By the way, these guitar strings came from my hubby Gary. I mean, my hubby, who's not my hubby, but you know, some of you know Gary from some of my videos. So, by the way, these little page tabs here are made out of the leftovers from the cover. I've just folded them around and then added this little eyelet. This is, by the way, my absolutely favorite paper. This is one of the very few pieces that I have left over from this. This comes from Rome. I found that in some kind of a grocery store, and she was like, "Oh, what are you doing when everything is used up?" And I said, then I have to go to Rome again and buy some more of this paper. Here we have some more neon colors with this green that came in the printable that Barbara has. So this is one of her printables, and I've tried to make this page a little bit really art journalish. I don't know if that is a word. Do you know what I mean? These BAM colors in between of those turquoise and yellow colors and those more vintage colors, so that this page is really standing out. There are several other pages that I've made with the same goal. I wanted to have this motion of the journal, a little bit like waves. Do you know what I mean? We are coming from relatively calm colors here to this BAM, like a hill for your emotions when you go through such a journal. And then that is going back a little bit with the colors, and then it comes again with other pages that are made with the same intention like this. I've also included this tissue paper by Tim Holtz. Also, this little paper clip comes from his collection. I know that Barbara loves Tim Holtz really, really much, so I've tried to include some of my Tim Holtz stuff to this journal as well. Here I have one of my kintsugi flowers with a little pocket. This is just some vellum paper that I've stamped with the Field Notes stamp set. This is some paper that I've dyed with some watercolor. Here's a little tuck spot that I made that she can fill up. Here's there's a video about how I made this as well down below in the playlist if you want to check that out. And there were so many coincidences during this journal making process that it's nearly impossible to talk about everything what happened with this journal. But on this page, there happened something that was really crazy for me. So let me try to explain how that came to the page, or what that is actually. This page comes from Barbara's Boho Birds printable. The bird itself is, as you can see, in this turquoise and bluish color palette. And the journal has the colors yellow and turquoise. When I put that in here into the signature, there was no yellow, except of these little yellowish dots that are here, but not so much yellow. But now, as you can see, we have this yellow here and here and here on the bottom. And that came because I've taken all of the signatures, put them together, I mean, like this, and then I have spritzed some sprays and some water here. There's also a video, that's a process video with music, where you can watch how I have made that, so that the pages here get this grunge, but with brighter colors, and that makes the paper a little bit wonky here. But I have no control about which color goes to which page with that technique that I've done here. As you can see, we have purple, we have I will talk about the purple later, why that is here. We have the turquoise, and we have yellow and brown and that stuff. But it's a total coincidence that the yellow went to this page and gave me this really nice combination with the turquoise. And perhaps if you know Barbara, you know that she works with triangles really much. I mean, the arrangement of her collage pieces, for example, is often built on the idea of a triangle. We have one yellow spot here, one here, and one here, and this gives me exactly the triangle that she would suggest to make a page harmonious, or a collage harmonious. I don't want to say that this page without the yellow wasn't harmonious, of course not, but this distressing here makes it even more like a frame that is exactly made with the idea that she would perhaps use as well with the triangle, but that was totally coincidence. Happy accident deluxe, I would say. So strange. Some of these things are just so strange. So here we have some dragonflies. What would a journal for Barbara be without dragonflies? I mean, you got it. Here's a CD sleeve. I've also removed the plastic here so that she has the possibility to put something behind here. I've grunged that up a little bit, so this is no accident. I've done that so that she can have this as some kind of an inspiration, what she wants to do with this. Yeah, so this page she has made with the help of her jelly plate. This is a digital paper from her shop as well. And I've chosen this page to get a little bit of this pink here again to the journal. And this here in the background, she has made that with an acrylic paint. But the color that is here in the background, when it's printed, totally reminds me to iced spruce, and that's also one of her favorite colors, and I wanted to have that in here as well. I know that it's not made with iced spruce, but it reminds me to this really cool bluish grayish color, so that had to go in here. This is some linen tape by Tim Holtz as well. I've made several of these page tabs out of that tape. Perhaps you can imagine why I have included this little thing here, this yellow thing. This is something that is, for me, totally 49 dragonflies. But Barbara is doing that in a very different way. I have had the problem that I don't have the tool that she has used to make this. She reaches this effect on her pages with an ink dabber. So I don't have one, so I can only show you this embossing dabber, but I guess it's the same bottle. In the past, from Ranger, there were those distressed dabbers available. In this container, there's then some ink instead of this embossing ink. I mean, colored ink. And she has that in yellow. And when you open that here, you can see it has this little felt here on top, so that you can use that when here's ink inside. Then you can make it like this and bam it to the page, and then the ink comes out and makes this cool effect. I wanted to have this thing in the journal to show Barbara that I love this technique and love this effect, but I have done that with the help of such a finger sponge. So I've just sprayed some oxide spray here, relatively much, waited until it soaked a little bit to the sponge so that it can't drip to my page before I want to do the technique, and then I've carefully turned it around and I've hammered to the page relatively heavily. It was not so nice for my finger, but the result, as you can see, is nearly the same that Barbara got. Really cool. I have some other of these during the journal. Some were successful, some not. I will show you that in a second. Yeah, it's not so easy when you have not exactly the same tool to make such an effect. Talking about coincidences in this journal, I'm coming to this page. You wouldn't believe it. I've put this pointy finger here so that you can't miss what's going on this page. This is a little stash of scraps, a scrap stash, if you will. This is just a little pocket. In here there are 30 scraps from my stash. That's because I've made this little 30 here with the help of a die cut on this little tab here. Barbara and I have talked about scraps for a very long time, and we both have the opinion that scraps are a relatively personal thing. So we wanted to gift some scraps from our stash to each other, and that's because we have this little pocket here with the 30 scraps. These are scraps that she might know from my videos, but the story behind this pocket is nearly unbelievable. As you can see, this says stash, and here as well, and perhaps you can see that this is a tea bag label. This is the package of the tea bag. And I got a Happy Mail from Canada. In the Happy Mail there was a tea bag and the package said stash. In the moment when I received it, I was like, wait, what? What? Scraps stash. This idea was in my mind immediately after I had opened the Happy Mail, and I was so, this is yellow. I mean, I needed yellow for the journal. It says stash, and I thought, let's make a pocket with a little thing that says scraps stash. Okay. I made the pocket, I put the scraps in here, and then I was like, oh, that's a little bit sad because this is such a cool idea, and now I have put it into the journal. I mean, it's good that it is here, yeah, because I wanted Barbara to have this, but I was like, oh, I can't reproduce that for my own journal because I don't have a second of these tea bag thingies with this name on it. Believe it or not, the next day, that was actually yesterday, in my time, I mean, you will see the video later than I have recorded it, of course. Yesterday there came another Happy Mail from America. Believe it or not, I got this. And I was again like, wait, what? What the heck? And I'm so happy. So thank you to both of you who have sent these Happy Mails. This one from Canada and this one from America. And I can make a similar thing to my journal that I will receive from Barbara with the help of this now. And this is so cute because this is the same. It belongs together like Barbara and I belong together. Do you know? that warmed my heart so much, and that was such a big coincidence. I have never seen this kind of tea. I guess it's not available in Austria, or perhaps I haven't seen it yet, but I was like, oh my goodness, if this is not a junk journal tea, I don't know. And this coincidence is just so crazy, so crazy. Yeah, so she can use the scraps during Dephemerember. I'm really excited what she will do with what's inside here. So, of course, I will not show you the scraps, but you can see that in her video. So I don't want to destroy the surprise of what's in here. Yeah, so crazy, so crazy. In another happy mail, I got this peacock feather here. I thought I want to include this here. She can remove it if she don't likes it on this page. This is just attached with a little thread, so she can cut that, remove it, and use it somewhere else. This is the Bubbles stamp by Tim Holtz. She likes the Bubbles stamp really much, and I guess that she hasn't purchased it yet, so I thought I would put it here into her journal, and also as a little, you know, reminder to her Bubbles paper that she has made with ink and bubbles and, you know, soap and that stuff. Then here we have something with an explanation here. This says bling bling. I've included some bling bling things here to this butterfly. I had some really weird feelings in my stomach while doing this, because this bling bling that Barbara is using in her projects, for me, is something that I can't understand. It's the only thing that I don't like in her journals. I had to include this here. I mean, that's, of course, personal taste, if you like something or not. And there will always be things that you don't like in other people's work, yes, but it's only a tiny thing. I always like the end results that she gets by adding these things, but that is something that I would never do in my own projects. And yeah, to have this here, I think it's an important thing that you also include things that you don't like that the other person is doing, because that has something to do with respect for the work that the other one is doing. And that's what I wanted to show here with this page. This is a pocket that she can use for also some bigger ephemera that she perhaps has. And as you perhaps have seen, I went a little bit out of my color palette here and there. I have told you that I've used mainly turquoise and yellow mixed with some vintage brown and gray and that stuff. But here I went into this purple direction. This is Villainous Potion Oxide Spray. I've done this because Barbara has done that very often in her videos as well and in her projects. And I think she likes this color. So I thought we can go out of this color palette a little bit. As I said, I wanted to have this ups and downs in the feelings when you flip through the journal, and I've tried to reach that here with adding this special color that's not everywhere in the journal. Here, what is that? Here we have some gold splatters on this little scrap that I've jazzed up a little bit. A journal without gold splatters for Barbara is also not imaginable. Here's another of these yellow thingies here that turned out relatively well, I would say. And here on this page, I've allowed myself to make a little joke. Here you can read the crazy word braid burlap. As you perhaps know, frayed burlap is one of the names of the distress line by Ranger and Tim Holtz, and she has this color as well. She likes it really much, and she has used it in several of her videos, and accidentally she said braid burlap instead of frayed burlap. She was in this flow of creating her project, And I can understand that so well because that happened to me very often. And you know, English is not my mother language. I'm struggling with the language over and over again. And she laughs about my English, of course, in a really, you know, in a really kind way. But she often says my English is cute. While I'm thinking my English is terrible. And I have to laugh about myself very often, of course. But this was so funny. I've heard that and I thought, oh my goodness, is it possible to say this name correctly in the future? I mean, for me as well. When I heard that, I was like, ooh, braid furlap, that's the name of the color. And I was so, you know, I was like excited if I can say it in the right way in my own video after she had said it in the wrong way several times. And also the viewers of your channel, you perhaps as well, have said you've said that wrong. Just a little information for the future. And that was so funny. We have laughed about that so much. I thought long about if I can include the joke in here, but I think you all can understand that it's only a joke and that I don't mean that bad. Of course, these little crosses here that I've made with the help of a stencil are frayed burlap ink as well. It's actually oxide ink, and then I've spritzed it with some water to get this cool effect here. Just a really cool color. This will always be a joke between us until the end of our lives, I guess. So cool. Yeah, here's another of these little tuck spots. As I said, there's a tutorial about this as well. Just check the playlist. Yeah. Here I made a little belly band. She can put something in here. For this I've used the specimen die cuts by Tim Holtz, and also these numbers and the butterflies are a die cut by Tim Holtz. I've used my glass effect on the butterflies, even if you can't see that so well here. I've embossed these die cuts with some embossing glaze, and after I have done that, I mean, then they are really shiny and really glossy, but then I realized that the contrast is not enough. So I went over that with some archival ink to make them darker. And as you can see, now the glossiness has gone. But I really enjoy how that came out because the contrast of the matte butterflies and this glossy acetate that I've put to the specimen dies, it's I guess really interesting. And here are some tickets in here. So all of these three things are pockets so that she can take the tickets out, do something with them, or leave them here, or take them out and put something else inside. And this is, as I said, a belly band at the same time. Another of these little tuck spots, as I mentioned, tutorial in the playlist. These both things went wrong. So Barbara, perhaps you can put something on top here. Don't talk about it, Louise. Little accident here. Looks a little bit strange. I think I don't have to say anything about this. So cute. She says that so often. I think if you ask someone about a quote that belongs to Barbara, then everyone would say, so cute. Yeah. I've also included some of my original ledger and you know, old papers, so that she has something that comes from my original vintage stash. Same with this one here. Another tiny paper clip here by Tim Holtz. She can put something below here, or she can use it for something else. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited what she will think about this journal. That's incredible. Just oh. Here I've tried to get this art journaling feeling to this journal again with some of these more crazy colors. This is just some saltwater toffee combined with the colors that we have in the journal as the color scheme. there are actually 2 videos about this. One is there where I show you how I made the background. And in the other video, I'm showing you how I constructed this tuck spot with the pocket here on top with these half butterfly stickers on top so that this gets a little bit dimensional. This is a tuck spot and, as I said, at the same time a pocket, so she can put something in here as well. And this page brought me some really weird thoughts as well. This is one of the masterboards from Barbara's shop, so this is a printable, but this here and this here on the bottom, what you can see here, that came with my distressing with the oxide sprays. So this cool symmetric fog here came by spritzing the oxide sprays to the edges of the signatures and then spritzing some water. And this is a really, I guess, a really cool effect that looks like a door to another world. I would love if she would put something here so that it looks like it, perhaps an animal walks through this cool opening here that came here. And sometimes my brain works in a really abstract way, as you perhaps know. This thing here came from the distressing as well. So this is ink, what's on the paper here, and this as well. And when I saw this, I saw a really abstract 49 dragonflies. Here for me, it's the 4. And here, upside down in a really abstract way, this is the 9. So this says 49. Have you seen the video about the Art Journal Festival where Barbara was? There, she learned how to include numbers in an abstract way. And she has also included the 49 to her journal that she made there on the festival. And she also has put the numbers upside down or in the wrong direction. Something really similar like this. When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, for me, this is 49. I don't know if you can see it, but that doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, if you have something in your journal like this and you can see it, then it is there. And that's so special. So special. I hope that she can see it as well. And perhaps you also. Yeah. Okay, so you've made it. You've nearly made it. So here we have some more empty space. I wanted to have some really empty pages in the journal as well. So if she wants to include her own pockets and belly bands and storage possibilities, she can do that on the more empty pages. And here on the last page, I have another little joke. Hopefully you can recognize that this is a panda bear. Some people have said this is a drunk squirrel or some kind of weird animal, but this is supposed to be a panda bear. If you watch Barbara's videos till the very end, you will see 2 of these little creatures appearing in her video when she says goodbye. Those both panda bears are appearing on the screen and they are kissing you for saying goodbye. And she always has this mwah, mwah at the end. I even can't say that like she's doing that. And this appears on the screen as well. Perhaps you have seen that. And I wanted to give this journal this as the end. If you're wondering where the second bear is, it's behind this stone here. So if you would go inside this pocket and if you would go behind the stone, you would see the second. I mean, yeah. She can pet his belly and the head. It has some fluffy things here. By the way, this was made out of die cuts. The same thing with the owl that I have shown you in the very beginning. I wanted to have a die cut here as well. But Tim Holtz unfortunately doesn't have a panda bear. So I've used the bunny that he has in combination with the eyes of the toad that he has released a few months ago. So this is a combination of the both die cuts. And I wanted to have this for the end because I have this in the beginning. So what she says in the beginning of the video of her videos is here, and what she says in the end is here, so that this whole journal is like a video, what you would watch on her channel. That's it. That's it. I'm really hoping that we will see in December for our Dephemerember series. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm hoping that many people will join us. So hopefully you have a Dephemerember idea junk journal for yourself so that you can join. But of course, you don't need a journal. You can just make the ephemera and put that into different journals, of course. See you there and have a very great day. See you.